Did you know that history's most successful pirate wasn't a bearded, eye-patch-wearing man but a woman? Did you know that New York City has its own species of ant and that it's called the mantid ant? And did you know that humans actually have the power to smell the rain before it starts raining? If you answered no to any of those, don't worry, cause we've got your back. We've compiled 40 totally random and fascinating facts that will leave you feeling amazed. Victorians once used leeches to predict the weather. George Merriweather, a Victorian doctor, found the inspiration to build the Tempest Prognosticator, a kind of barometer powered by leeches. Your funny bone is actually a nerve. The name funny bone comes from the humerus bone, which connects the shoulder to the elbow. The chief translator of the European Parliament speaks 32 languages fluently. Charles Darwin's personal pet tortoise didn't die until recently. Charles Darwin brought back a 5-year-old tortoise he named Harriet. She outlived her adopter by 124 years, ultimately making it to a whopping 176 years old. Research shows that all blue-eyed people may be related. After studying the DNA of blue-eyed people from Scandinavia, Jordan, Turkey, and India, Danish researchers found that they all had identical gene sequences for eye color. They may share the same distant ancestor. The most requested funeral song in England is by Monty Python. The most frequently requested song to play at funerals in the United Kingdom is Always Look on the Bright Side of Life by Monty Python. The average person will spend 6 months of their life waiting for red lights to turn green. Hope you've got some good music to listen to while waiting. David Bowie helped topple the Berlin Wall. President Lyndon B. Johnson owned a water surfing car. Always the joker, Lyndon B. Johnson would surprise guests at his Texas ranch by driving them down the hill in his M-Fiker. Imagine the look in their faces. A bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. Now that's a lot of toast. Cherophobia is the word for the irrational fear of being happy. The inventor of the Frisbee was turned into a Frisbee after he died. Steady Ed Hedrick invented the Frisbee in the 1950s. When he died in 2002, his final wish was to have his ashes turned into a Frisbee. There's a bridge exclusively for squirrels. There's a Manhattan-specific ant. On Broadway medians between 63rd and 76th Streets, biologists discovered a new species of ant. They named it mantid ant. Nearly 30,000 rubber ducks were lost at sea in 1992 and are still being discovered to this day. Over 25 years ago, a cargo ship traveling from Hong Kong to the United States accidentally lost a shipping crate in the Pacific Ocean. Inside that crate were 28,000 rubber ducks that embarked on a long journey across the globe. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from 2 miles away. Its heart is roughly the size of a small car. The blue whale's heart weighs about 1,300 pounds. Subway footlongs aren't always a foot long. Marie Curie's notebooks are still radioactive. The mother of modern physics was known for her work with radioactive materials and the discovery of elements like polonium and radium. 1 in 3 divorce filings include the word Facebook. Roosters have built-in earplugs. Considering a rooster's call can reach 140 decibels or louder, the built-in earplugs keeps it from going deaf when the noise is coming right out of its beak. I have an awesome fact only for those of you who have made this far. You are awesome, thank you for being here with us. Please consider subscribing and leave a like. Now back to the video. Instead of saying cheese before taking a picture, Victorians said prunes. Next time you take a selfie with your friends, ask everyone to say prunes. Blood banks in Sweden notify donors when blood is used. Blood donors receive a text message when their blood is used to help a patient. The Netherlands is so safe, it imports criminals to fill jails. Coke saved one town from the Great Depression. The town of Quincy, Florida, urged anyone who would listen to invest in Coca-Cola stocks, then selling at $19 per share. At least 67 inhabitants, in a town of fewer than 7,000, had become Coca-Cola millionaires. We may have already had alien contact. In 1977, a volunteer for the search for extraterrestrial intelligence received a 72-second-long signal from a distant star system, 120 light-years from Earth. That's a good Wi-Fi. Yes, you can smell rain. Weather produce distinct smells, and one of these is a lightly pungent scent of ozone that springs from fertilizers and can be carried in a thunderstorm. London cabbies have to memorize literally everything. You can expect the driver to know exactly where they are going, since they are required to take a series of tests known as the knowledge. There was a secret Baseball Hall of Fame inductee. In 1988, a bar owner visiting the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, made a stealthy addition to the honorees, slipping a photo of his dad wearing a baseball uniform into one of the glass cases. The photo remained there for 6 years before anyone noticed it didn't belong there. Dolphins actually have names. A dolphin creates a unique vocal whistle that allows it to be identified by other dolphins in its pod. Superman helped take down the KKK. Stetson Kennedy, who had infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan, couldn't get local authorities to use the information to crack down on them, so the creators of the Superman show used Kennedy's spy secrets to help tell the story of the Klan of the Fiery Cross, exposing the organization to the public and earning it widespread mockery and condemnation. A wild dog is the most successful predator in the animal kingdom. The apex predator with the highest kill rate is not the lion or wolf, but the African wild dog. Medicine bottle foil seals exists because of poison. Those annoying foil seals on the top of medicine bottles were put in place after poisonings occurred in 1982. Lots of countries celebrate their independence from the UK. 62 countries eventually declared their independence from the British Empire, 48 of them celebrate an Independence Day from the United Kingdom. Sears used to sell houses. There's an encrypted monument outside the CIA. A sculpture outside CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, includes uncracked codes. Manhattan tap water isn't kosher. Tiny crustaceans have been detected in the tap water of New York City, and while these creatures pose no health threat, they disqualify the water from being considered kosher. Incan people use knots to keep records. Instead of handwritten notes, Incan people use knots tied on pendants and cords to do their accounting. A U.S. park ranger once got hit by lightning 7 times. Roy Cleveland Sullivan, a park ranger at the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, who between 1942 and 1977 was struck by lightning on 7 different occasions. Water bottle expiration dates are for the bottle, not the water. After that time period, the plastic will start leaching into the liquid. Queen Elizabeth wouldn't sit on the Iron Throne. When Queen Elizabeth paid a royal visit to the set of Game of Thrones in Northern Ireland, she refused to sit on the Iron Throne for legal reasons. Thank you for watching, please like the video and subscribe, see you soon.